let's do it. Hopefully I remember all the tech. This is such a stupid speedrun idea. Weren't you already insane? No comment. I know, right? So professional. I have a local recording setup as well. I mean, this doesn't matter. Broughy doesn't. He doesn't actually do the epilogue, so I'm not gonna do it in this run. Broughy, yes, Broughy %. I have made I have taken his stream, his playthrough, and made it into splits with the time it took from the completed. I'm that dedicated. I mean, jump doesn't matter. It's R, isn't it? Yeah. Rip. Just leave it on your phone and just like pretend, you know, relax. Like a really easy goal to skip to beat. Yes, it is. Actually, ooh, there are some. Let me check. Cause there's a few endings that have content awareness warnings. I think. Which one is it? Insane, Zending. I can skip both of those because it's content warnings. No, I'll do it properly. I'll do it legit, but I will try like unrestricted rules and see how fast I can actually beat this playthrough. Let's go. Here we go. I just need a short hallway. No. Why is it auto? Oh, I gotta turn that off. It's auto splitting. That's not good. Don't auto split, please. Thank you. There we go. This is such a stupid idea, but I actually love it. So dumb. No, I could just do the. I could just do the keybind to get through a hallway. Nah, let's do it semi-legit. Let's try to do it semi-legit. Completely reasonable idea. Yep. Come on, game. Ay, ay, ay. Oh yeah, I gotta do that. God, I have to reset my timer in there. Yeah, I want to mention if he's not racing today, or like in the time when he's not actually doing the race, I will 100% tell him I've beaten his playthrough of Stanley Parable, just for him to say he still does not care.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go.
Sure, he will care this time.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Why does it feel more sensitive? Okay, there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just...
A moral victory will be had.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
Yeah, happy Lunar New Year to those who celebrate. Welcome, Bloody Squirrels. Welcome to Broughy %.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Broughy any percent getting crashed out. Oh my god, he's gonna get taken out, isn't he, in Magello today? 100% he'll get taken out.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest.
He is absolutely gonna get taken out today.
To think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel?
Did he mention who's gonna start the race today, or
this question would not go
like, yeah, how is he and Josh gonna do it? Because I wasn't there on the stream yesterday, so I don't know if they discussed it.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
What are the odds? What are the bets of him landing his own perceived lack of rapping skills today? The moment he makes a mistake, he'll instantly say like, oh, I'm so shit. 100%.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I didn't get the clip. I didn't get the clip. It's okay. Keep going. I'll still be faster. I will still be faster. Watch it. I will still be faster. I'm not restarting. It's too far in.
Stanley decided to go up to it, coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs.
All right, thank you, Deluxe. I'm still going. Was too greedy.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah blah blah. Dark secrets. The keypad. Stanley.
Oh yeah, I didn't clear the ending, didn't I?
It's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think if you do that dialogue, if you complete the code early, but then don't complete an ending, it will skip all the extra talking. Which actually could be useful for. I mean, is it useful for 100%? Not really, because we do endings. Not that useful. It's okay, I'll still be faster than Brough. This will be like an 8-minute split.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television.
I can remember how to do the skips.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Goddamn, bro.
Did he have the strength to find out?
It's okay, rough start. Rough start. It's okay.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
There we go. There we go. We got it.
To images on a screen, and Stanley, one of
a rough start.
Eternally monitored in this place where freedom and this mind control facility. It was too horrible to believe.
You mentioned the plan originally he would start, but wasn't sure after his practice. Did his practice go badly then?
Was the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No.
Not at all. Okay, so it's just him. It's just him having low confidence, as always. Okay.
In someone else's control.
Standard.
Never. It was unthinkable.
Why am I driving frames so much?
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life?
What could possibly go wrong?
To the world?
He was off the pace because he plays once every 2 months, and he brings people who plays every day. That's true. That's true. That's true.
Or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working.
He's surprised he's off the pace when he spends a fraction of the time on the game.
Of his past began to sink in. Stanley.
Yeah, this is a 7-minute split, or 8 minutes. You can do the new shock emote. You can use the new shock emote when Broughy.
Blackness and a rising.
And Broughy's off the pace after not playing the game.
Was it over?
There you go, when Broughy's off the pace.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself
It's also
from someone else's
do my phone. It's faster.
Freedom was mere moments away.
Freedom was mere moments
Even
away.
As the event's door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles
Let me do.
still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
When Broughy's slow without playing the game.
What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
Meanwhile, Josh was angry because Broughy was instantly doing clean last because of natural talent.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he
Oh my god. This guy.
Perhaps his goal had not
This
been to
guy.
understand, but to let go.
Actually, I can't do the. Oh, I need to down patch, don't I, to do the any % practice.
Whatever life he lives, it
Ooh.
will be his. And
I have
is
to. I'll do that.
all you need to know.
What can I do that?
It
I
was
can.
perhaps the only thing worth
So I'll just do normal any % I think after
Stanley
this.
stepped
I mean,
through the open door.
glitchless, because I am 2 seconds away from world record.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense
The race is.
possibility of the new
How long the race again? Isn't it like 6 hours?
This was exactly
6-hour endurance?
right now.
Or is it 4 hours? I don't remember.
To happen.
So yeah, 60x is a lot of time, and there's a lot of X's to have. 2 hours 40, yeah, okay. Anyway, here you go, the first split. Let's look at that. Already faster. Oh my god, what the hell?
All of his co-workers were
Okay.
gone. What could it mean? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct.
Already 6 minutes faster than Broughy.
Perfectly well.
2
Perhaps he
hours
wanted to
40
stop by the
minutes,
employee
okay.
Lounge first, just to admire it. Yes.
160-minute
truly a
race,
work of
interesting.
art, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door.
Wait, so why is he
left.
starting the stream so early? Is he doing 2 races today? Or are you just starting
Stanley
early
so
and
bad
then
at following
extended
directions, it's incredible
GTA?
he wasn't fired years
6 hours is next week. Oh, okay. I see.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Okay, so 6 hours of iRacing and then 4 hours of GTA on 8th gear. Whoa. Exciting.
The fact is that the story has been about
2 hours 40 is 5 stints. Okay. I see.
Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley.
This is it, Stanley. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Put your work aside.
He'll be
To
fine.
let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's so
Truly,
sad.
G-Fred out there 5 hours of streaming. That's peak. Here you go. Here's the best character in the whole game.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Just enable all the comments that want him to do a run, Fred.
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
There you go. Wife.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring
Now
fellow.
it's an auto scroller for about 4
Nothing
minutes.
about him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons.
It's just for-
doing exactly what he's told to do.
I can see him doing it
Now,
and
he's eating lunch,
being unhappy the whole time, and at the end of it, he'll
coming
just
back to work.
like
Why
say,
do you feel sorry for him, except that
"This
he's
is what
chosen
people
to
have been requesting for so long,"
But in his mind,
or something
in
like
his
that.
mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of
I told, yeah, he'll say, "I told you so." Like, I told you I'll be bad.
fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was
Would there still be the success ballast during that G-Fred? That run, Fred? Previous G-Fred winners gets a 5-second delay on a run, Fred. That's actual torture. It's bad enough doing run, Freds, but to have to wait 15 seconds before you can start? Oh, that's evil.
Excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open.
He would miss the train. Yeah, so like it's even worse. It's just bad.
Choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Igor has been hosting. I joined a team Fred thing last Wednesday, and the way they did it was just get the list of people on 8th gear on the server, and just did a online website to like
moved in many
have them in pairs, and then it's on them to like communicate and go back and forth between checkpoints. It could work for like a general Broughy session, but you can't ride passenger it online.
And then again and again.
That is impossible. So it'll have to be like somebody, like they decide teams beforehand and then just like do like points or whatever.
Perhaps if he played just one more time.
So like kind of like the crew head-to-head.
But there is no
G-Fred.
Possibly be.
But it's not really the same, is it?
Doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends.
Oh yeah, any car, Fred. Can you wait? Can you actually be in the same car during those?
And I'm trying to tell him this.
I thought you can't be a passenger and online.
Anything but an observer.
Maybe you can. I just never paid attention.
He's slowly killing himself, but he won't listen to me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Watch this, Stanley. The next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Just make Mule Fred, but then make the checkpoints in a place where you have to work together.
Understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to.
If I run a co-file, you can get an A card together.
To see what I see. How can I make him
Oh, there you go. Get a. I don't know who makes custom G-Fred maps, but get someone to make a.
I simply play to my
like meal backpack track, but for G-Fred.
So different, I suppose.
Think about it.
Try once more to
Genius content.
I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps. Well, maybe this time you'll see.
Sounds like so much fun. So much fun.
I tried again.
And Stanley pushed a button.
And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Be quicker to run up. Okay, let's do. Nope. Let's do this. Let's do this. The hallways. What you could do is do like that mule backpack race, but then to get up Chiliad, it's like a parkour, like on foot. We're revolutionizing G-Fred. Also, how did it take Brough 15 minutes to do this ending? What? This ending isn't that long. Actually, it is kind of long. Like a 11-minute ending. Ah, yeah. Makes sense, never mind. Mule parkour with custom roads. Oh, yeah. Also possible. Let's make a custom path for the mules. I'm also not getting any short hallway besides the first two. Or the first three, actually. Nope. 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 My god. Look how bad it can get. Honestly, at this rate, the real-life timer of this run will probably be slower than Broughy, because I'll spend most of it reloading to get the right hallway. Oh my god, that's crazy. It hasn't been this bad in a while. Didn't Coiny Dog have a race called Mulling About for streams as Mules Racing or Tracking Hills? Ah, I didn't know that. I mean, you could use that as like inspiration, I guess. Okay, when it hits 1 minute on live split, I'll give up because I'm not getting any short hallways. It was awful. Okay, last one after this. Yep, not getting any short hallways. Whatever. That's unfortunate. Watch this be long hallway now.
Wait, no. This isn't the right office.
Okay, we're fine.
Is this Stanley's office?
That's open, but we don't have to do it. Because Brough does everything else
When
first.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow.
Yes, this room.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Games was no, I think. Red door all the way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story...
Too early. Fact is not fact. I'm very rusty.
Co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
This is me running without any
Stanley decided to go
notes.
to the meeting room.
Stanley
Simply missed the
returns.
memo. When Stanley came to a
Is it showing off that I'm failing,
to the meeting room, and
like,
Stanley knew it
the
perfectly
strats,
well.
but
Perhaps he wanted to stop
I'll
by the
probably still be
employee lounge
faster?
first, just to
Is that
admire it.
bullying?
The lounge was sublime.
Is that cyberbullying?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
It's sending a
Stanley, I
message.
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
So after he says is,
Really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story is...
there we go. I was like a few tenths too quickly. There you go. Got it.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked
Through the red door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see, there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here
This
in the
is
first place.
what
Broken
remains
roads, exposed
of
developer
MCC
tactics.
Season
Is this
6.
what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of
Oh,
time
Hammer's
into it?
live as well.
Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
Hammer's live.
Because
Broughy's
this
gonna
is
be
what you
live in a
wanted
bit
to
as
see.
well.
Help
Wow,
me
so
here,
busy.
Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see?
Vehicles, skill trees.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a
Choices.
stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go.
A third option.
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
More
Feel
choices.
free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough,
I've
compiled
bought a new version.
And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on.
I still haven't done this
Now,
ending.
here's
There is a
another
very small
opportunity
part of
to
me
give it
that
some
wants to do it at
playtesting.
some point, but
You wouldn't mind taking
I have to
credit,
commit a
would you?
whole day to
Perfect.
stream it.
Let me boot it up.
'Cause I don't want to do it on
In
its
this
own.
game, the baby
I ideally
goes
want to
left
do it
towards
as like a
danger.
all
You
endings
click the
rod,
button to move him back to the right.
which is 7
And if he
hours.
reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world
Would really take notice.
But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you... give
Yeah,
it
the
4
baby
hours to
ending.
play
I've not
to
done
make
it.
sure it's
I've not done it
authentic.
when I
Be
first
sure
got the
to keep
game.
notes on your experience.
Because it does take 4 hours to beat. I'm not doing that.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies?
It
Or
does.
purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't
It
think
is
of a
painful.
single thing that might improve
But then
the
there is a
experience for me. I'm not even going to
there is
try.
a strap.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's
in-
over.
Unrestricted, you can jump over this barrier and go down there. And because you're down there, you don't get teleported into the next area. So you can just stay in there for 4 hours, do nothing, and just, you know, you can complete the ending. The thing is,
This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a
you survive SA flight school. This can't possibly be more painful. It is.
shot.
It is after 2 hours because a second button appears.
What's our back?
So then you have to spend 2 hours afterwards going back and forth between two buttons. It's, my god, like,
Spying on innocent civilians
horrendous.
below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps
But
for
yeah,
some sort of
with
twisted
unrestricted, you can AFK the whole 4 hours. With glitchless, you can AFK the last 2 hours. You can probably program like an auto clicker and just do it, but it's still 2 hours at least of doing nothing.
Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Okay, watch the FPS drop. Here we go.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
It is.
It's an open
Okay, there you go.
world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. I really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path.
I just love how OBS does not like this section whatsoever because it's fine on my screen. OBS hates it so much.
Out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here.
Let's find another game.
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing. Wonderful. See, this is
There
exactly
you
what
go.
I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
Now
Stanley,
this
if you
is
manage to
game
get lost in this
design.
game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball.
Oh, what fun.
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, hold on. What are you doing?
Hold on, what are you doing?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't.
Okay. Time for the speedrun strat. Once I'm fully past that door, I can go backwards. Yep. And now enter that room. Black screen. Boom. Time save.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me.
Needs me.
Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
Very soon.
Very soon. I can wait.
Powerful as this jump off the edge. Nice. Come on, game. Please give me a short hallway for the speedrun. Please. I mean, of course, in Bruh's first playthrough, he picks two of the longest endings in the whole game, with apartment and games. Oh. Nope. Nope. Cringe. Sad. Painful. Horrifying. Tragic. Paper room? God damn it. This is truly unfortunate. Let's go. We're enjoying the truly exciting content right now. This is so exciting. Man. Nope, that's a light hallway. Light hallway. Okay, once it hits 1 minute on the light split, I'll give up. Nope. 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 My god, this is truly unfortunate. Okay, I'll just go now. I'm not even gonna bother. Yeah, whatever.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley but eager to get back to
I should do
Stanley took the first open
I think
door
after this category I can do the two endings that came out with version 1.8.
Stanley was so bad at following
Well, not
directions, it's incredible
that
he
came
wasn't
out, but like they were discovered in the later versions.
But in his
I don't know whether they've always been in the game or not. But yeah, I will show you two new endings that I think so far are still not part of all endings because it's quite RNG.
Very powerful.
It's hard to speedrun that. Okay. New content time. Oh, I know why I'm not getting short hallways. It's because the new content doors open. That's why. That makes sense.
Perhaps he had simply missed
That makes sense. Because this door's open.
Oh.
Right, I forgot.
Content? What does that mean? New content.
I forgot that forces the hallways. I have to go through this to unlock short hallways again. I forgot. Well, that's like 2 minutes lost for no reason. Let's go. Okay. How did you spend a minute resetting and still beat Broughy on a 2 minute split? To be fair, I'm counting in-game time, so this probably was longer than Broughy's because Broughy's was real life time. I just looked at his videos. It probably did take longer than Broughy, but in terms of actually playing the game, I was still faster. Despite the restarting.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens.
It's okay, if I ever run this again, which I probably won't, that's time safe. I completely forgot that having the new content door open for the first time, it forces normal hallways.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Okay.
Well, this sounds delightful.
I have to jump all 36 times, and the moment I hear the buzzer, that's when I stop. That's when I split.
Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we...
Calls himself a speedrunner.
Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready.
Let's do it.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Mostly tedious.
It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Okay.
All right. All right, let's see it.
But what I could do the... It's not pausing. Why isn't it pausing? Whatever.
Jump circle?
I'll see if I can do the skip. Whatever. I'm not gonna try. Okay, here you go. Be your own strat. There you go.
Is that it? Surely that's
Nice.
not all the new
Look at that
content.
speedrun.
There has to be
Wow,
something
so
else.
good.
My goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more.
Very good.
Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base
I'll lurk
rush a cheap
hammer
expansion to
stream
market for no
while
reason
doing
other
my
than to
own
make an easy
run.
dollar.
That
And
sounds
don't
like
get me
fun.
started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says,
Test achievement, please ignore.
What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never
Streaming
live up
hammer
to
while
such
streaming, that's
expectations.
metagaming. It really
If
is.
you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend? Psst. Stanley, come over here.
In the vent.
I want to show you something. Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I
Hello,
call it
welcome.
The memory zone.
Welcome to Broughy
It's where
%.
I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful And over here is where I keep reviews of
I
the
haven't done this
Stanley
Let's One
Parable.
so
Like
long.
the
I haven't
stunning
ran any
triumph of
percent in
games
months.
journalism. 10 out of 10.
Oh my
from
god.
Destruct
Hopefully I remember
Story.com.
what to do here.
James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created."
Did you hear that, Stanley?
Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now.
Nice.
A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Ibs.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice
There you
in
go.
games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's that?
Oh no, it's Steam reviews.
Oh, no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Let's play Steam.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! Trying to
And
be funny.
funny.
Trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely
Unfunny.
profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea
think
for
this
the
opens
game's
outwards.
For someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
I love his voice so much.
This is
So
actually
good.
quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it, well, I always thought it did.
But maybe it wasn't.
Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
A skip button.
Skip button. Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it
Can't
means
believe
we can strike these
the moment I look down on Hammer's stream, he's playing a cat game. God damn.
Reviews of the Stanley Parable.
What a
That's
game
right.
to look down and watch
It's always been my motto.
while waiting for this to play through.
For the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
A skip button we shall have, and here
And
it is.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time. for a few
Should reach, I
minutes.
think.
There's plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue.
Yep.
Well, there's sport.
And now we
You really
wait
did
for
catch me
about
rambling on. But that's
6-7 minutes of auto
the
scrolling.
minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45...
Stanley!
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about a...
Time to just wait. Beep, 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 beep. Oh.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed. the end, is never 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 the end.
On. I've always hated this level because it's so dragged out. Just nothing happening. I've just realized in the exhibition, Brough didn't look at everything. He missed one bit. I've realized. It's one section of the exhibition he never went through. Oh well. He didn't get the full, complete lore of this game. Okay, after this, I go backwards. And now Josh is streaming. Oh, great. Everyone's live now. Yep. There we go. Is Josh like doing early practice then before Brough? Because Brough's on in what, 45 minutes, right? So I guess extra practice. Minutes practice. Fair enough. There we go. 27 minutes faster than Broughy at this point.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. And a sign of something. He hoped
27 minutes faster than Broughy.
That it was. Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I can't believe that. Oh my god. Yeah, this is gonna be like an hour or something faster. I know it will be. I have strong confidence I'll be that faster.
You see, Stanley,
But yeah, with these splits, this area at least, my plan is for the button is to the moment I lose the button, I will leave the room, and the moment I leave the room is when I split. Because not a single speedrun uses that area, so make my own rule.
To announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable
2.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions?
You know, it'd be cool if there was a mod that remade the original hallways into this style. That'd be cool.
So many possibilities. It could go in so
Like,
many different directions.
There's like a small chance that the hallways you see are in tspud, TSP2 style with that like a marble floor or whatever, glass doors. That'd be cool.
But let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for
The
it.
button that says the name of the player that's playing the game.
A handful of interesting concepts that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around. For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself,
What do players
really
want?
And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just
I'll try to get the thing away from me.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become
I wonder if we
a
just skip
person
it.
named Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard
Speedrun.
on? See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name, the button says. But no. Instead, oh, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away.
No.
Jim.
There you go. So I've got the faster ending because Broughy took so long to do it. Here we go. And we're gonna split as I leave the room. There you go.
Maybe I'll... Oh, here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new
I
features.
should be here, won't it? Alright. Thanks for hanging out, Mambo.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday
Get
and
well
Happy
someday.
12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Oh, look at that. Look at how efficient that was.
Maybe I should have gone
So
with-
efficient.
No, I've made my... A common complaint of the Stanley parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical.
I need to practice because there's the new strat for unrestricted. It's to like stand here so you don't trigger the dialogue. And the moment the screen goes into tspud 2, you trigger the dialogue here and then quit. Because then it'll give you the bucket. But yeah, I'll give you the bucket, which means you can do one of the Figlerines faster, the Figleys faster. It's only used in any percent, I think. It's not useful anywhere else.
You may even come to long for the gentle
Oh my god. It's literally... Hammer's playing is literally Stray. It's Stray, but you're in a house. Oh my god. What a game.
Solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of
Hello,
comfort,
Enzo.
even in the face of crushing despair,
Welcome to stream.
must already be sweeping through your
Welcome to
mind.
Broughy
And
%.
in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable.
I'm so sad to find out what Broughy % is. Please tell me.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? There really should be an award if it isn't already.
That feels faster. Nice. So that's speedrun strat right there. That's innovative routing. Alright, I didn't split, did I? Ay.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm
I
truly
skip?
fond of.
There we go.
It's never been done before in a video
I forgot to
game.
split that.
This is in fact a
It's
hole
okay.
that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can
It is the
fall
most
until
important
infinite time
category
if you like.
ever.
A stunning leap forward for video. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this.
It is the most
and I would
important
very
speedrun
much like
category,
to
yep.
show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh,
Uh-oh.
well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much.
Maybe you're the problem.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why
I
don't
meant
we
it.
just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press... Oh, for heaven's sake. You see? I was right.
So
The
good.
problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
History being made right
A
here.
normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively... Gosh, how could I have guessed?
So
You're back
good.
in the hole.
It really is,
If
and
this starts to become a thing where...
exciting content.
Okay, yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth...
Oh, I am obsessed with
I see
holes,
it scratching the
narrator.
itch.
Who isn't?
Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the,
Broughy
teleport
creep,
button
question
not
mark?
working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix
Wait,
this.
did I just skip the dialogue there? Interesting.
Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't
Okay.
bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll
Good to
be
know.
more time with it.
Good to know
than
whenever
you
I
could
do
ever have asked. It's
this
a
category
win for
again.
everyone.
Well, yeah,
You get to be
all
with the
endings
hole,
again.
I get to do literally anything else.
Anything
Take
else.
care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Oh. This is aggressively British man. Keep talking this much for 3.75 hours. Well, that's basically the game. It's like, I mean, that's essentially the game. Yeah, it's essentially a walking sim, but you make choices and the narrator narrates based on your choices. Yeah, that's the game. I mean, it's fun. I'm not doing it justice for the speedrun, but it is fun if you want to just try it out. And then it gets weird like this. This isn't part of the game normally. And that too, it's the perfect analogy of Broughy streams. Wow, look at that. Whoa, the bucket's there as well. Wow, that's Stanley. Whoa. Let's do a nice, let's do this aggressive angle. Great song. This must sound familiar if you saw the my edit of Broughy's essay playthrough. Banger song. Whoa. Where's the outside one? There you go. Look at that. Wow. Wow. They're so good. Wow. Get in. This is Australian Stanley. There you go.
Stanley! Stanley! Oh good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole?
Get in.
From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle pip.
Toodle pip. Oh. I'm now 40 minutes faster than Broughy.
Go on, try out some of the new features.
So I gotta go do collectibles and then to epilogue. Okay. And I gotta do settings, like settings world champion. Yeah, he didn't look at the hidden achievement, Broughy, which is a shame.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on.
Nice.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a
Okay,
video
epilogue
game,
is up
and then they
this
give you a
way,
big
isn't it?
fancy reward for it. Calling it the
Can you go
Stanley
up this way
Parable
for epilogue?
is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you
Is there a staircase up here?
Ultra Deluxe? What does
Yeah,
it
there it
even
is. Look at that.
mean? But the Stanley Parable 2. Now, an epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it would go there.
There you go.
Well, we'll figure that out later.
That's it. And I think it's for this level is all the sliders I gotta go through to unlock settings champion. So all the sliders. All the sliders.
This
That's not it. What else is there to do? It should be all sliders. I thought this track was all the sliders.
This is the story of a man.
Let's see if I've done something wrong here. That's why. That's not why. That is why. There you go.
Aha! I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done.
Oh yeah, because Brough cut it out, didn't he, in the video? That's why I'm faster than him. Wow. Wow, scum.
Nothing you haven't seen. So,
Actually, I haven't split here, actually.
in the Stanley
There you go, we're
Parable
back.
2,
I forgot I showed an
I'm including
epilogue. I thought I split
entirely
there.
new setting, something called bumpscosity.
Oh, I didn't split for... I didn't split for collectible, that's why. Man, I'm not used to this.
Part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
We're gonna do bumpscosity 100. No. Let's do 76. There you go. That's that done. And now we conclude the exhibition. Whoa, what a speedrun category. It's so good. Totally not confusing at all.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
I
Ready
did.
to move on now?
I have. Let's go.
So, Stanley,
Now we
what do you
wait for
think?
however
Do you
long.
like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Nice.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Wow.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the
It really is,
first
Enzo.
game.
It's such
That
an
would
easy
fans
speedrun
would love
game.
it. No matter how good these gags are, they wouldn't stand on their own. They would need the
Pivotal
structure and the
speedrunning
gameplay
right
of the
here.
original.
Just waiting.
Maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With
I mean, I guess as an
care for the
entry
vision and
speedrun
integrity
game,
of the
it is
original
very
game.
easy to get into.
It possibly
Because it's not
would.
that technical for the most part.
But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and
Okay, I can't do anything here.
uncompromising
I gotta
conviction, this is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. Oh,
Okay, let's not soft lock this.
Go ahead. Take a look.
Soft locked it. We're fine. Okay, I nearly soft locked it there, but it's okay. Okay. Oh, no, nice, short hallway. Yippee.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Okay, I know how to not soft lock myself, because I nearly soft locked it there.
On his left. Still
I mean, most of the joy of this game is just the storytelling. That's mainly it. Like, it's just a
Perhaps his
storytelling
boss's
thing,
office
mainly.
coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the
But yeah, I know for some people, like, actually doing stuff is also interesting.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the
Boss,
bucket
I'm gonna do my
already
speedrun strats here, so let's do that.
This is certainly the most logical explanation. You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for
Got it.
collecting all of these. Only the intrinsic
Speedrunning and read a
of
book
the
instead,
top
same
world
thing,
You can't
truly.
buy that. The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep
Any
himself
percent
together,
book
if not
reading.
with a bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
I'm almost
The bucket is
a
here for you,
whole
Stanley.
hour faster than
Everything
Brough.
will be fine.
So good. Yeah, this is gonna be like a 1 hour 30 run, I think.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the
Okay.
large door. that
Hopefully I don't
led
fuck up this movement.
Mind control facility.
Read the last word run is done.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with
There you go.
television screens.
Skipped.
What horrible secret did
Fuck
this place
you.
hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in half. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Ooh, that nearly fucked up there. Unfortunate.
It burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that it was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well. Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control?
Never!
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the
Powerful
entire
as
world.
box. Okay.
At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley did...
And now, what is that? 2 minutes of just AFK. So, victory.
Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching
The sneeze in every country on Earth. God
Stop
damn it.
halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Wait, what time is the
Wait,
Aston Martin
what was
reveal?
happening?
9 a.m.
Why
Okay.
had the door stopped?
Aye,
Was Stanley
okay.
and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face.
This building did not want the bucket to leave. Uh-oh.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing
I know
warmth of
there's...
the bucket.
I do remember somebody online trying to
Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a
like
precious
went through
bucket in
all
his
the
arms.
endings and tried
Not
to
while this
dissect
building
all
has
the
anything to say
secret
about
lore
it.
bits, because there are like random lore bits that they've added that really means nothing, but like there's a common theme to it.
The bucket. To be trapped
Like who's the settings person and who's all this thing.
Stanley thought to himself.
And it's kind of funny because this game, there's really no story besides the fact that there's somebody narrating your every move.
He was about to find out.
Wow, look at that, that's crazy. Powerful, okay. Now give me the short hallway, please game. Nope. 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 Oh my god. Unfortunate. Oh my god, this game. I love hallway RNG. Truly riveting content.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of... Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Actually, if you look at
Stanley
the
felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that
in-game
the
timer
lounge
compared to
was simply
roughly
the place to
splits,
be. And
I'm
here
probably
it
almost
was.
an
Had the
hour
bucket
faster.
turned out to be correct? No, never mind.
So good.
The bucket was wrong.
I love bonds.
Stanley
Okay.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there.
Another miniature Stanley figure, but Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
There you go. So dumb. Yay. Love Bond. Is this
The
one?
confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The
Bucket was wrong.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley
Buckets
chose
can't
not to
talk.
think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again
Obeyed blindly. Wow, Stanley stupid? Question mark? Truly.
Now pick up the...
Don't crash, game. Don't crash. Don't crash. Don't crash. Don't crash. We're good.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him. The
Hello, Stanley.
Parable
It's me, the
Insurance
bucket.
was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well?
Look at his
To see
apartment.
him
It's very
delusional
nice.
like this, obsessing
Actually, a very
over
nice
an
apartment.
inanimate metal object? I want to say something.
What is
to
his
him, but I
room?
don't know how
Wasn't
I
here.
can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
A bathroom, I guess.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it
Whoa.
will ever truly do for
No-
you
no
is
collision on this,
effectively
okay.
transfer a liquid from one location
collision
to a
to that.
different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else. You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket.
No collision on that.
Once
Nice.
upon a time, it was me he took orders
Wait.
from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about
Yeah,
is this awful
interesting.
bucket,
This
stupid
isn't
hunk of metal.
hitbox properly.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to clean.
But yeah,
his bucket
look at this
with
guy's
totally empty
desk.
bucket.
His
This
whole
sort of
workspace is a
shiny
pencil
bucket.
sharpener.
Hmm.
The
What
infamous
is this?
employee
That's got a nice
432.
shine to it.
There's a whole lore about this guy.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
Like
Like
my...
a better at moving an amount of water from one
I
room
like...
to another.
What? Whatever.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room.
Wait,
It's
what?
a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
Huh.
Some need to point out the ways in which it's
Literally me at
so
uni.
much more than just a regular
Alright,
bucket.
Baker Dan, thanks for hanging out.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I'm having feelings for the bucket.
I think there's a way to clip up to this. I remember.
Why
Yep.
do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what
There
the
you
bucket
go.
has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me
I can turn this off, actually.
what
There
to
you
do
go.
in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Go back to work, Stanley. So good. Ew, nice, short hallway. That's crazy.
Warmth spread
Stairs,
through Stanley.
Figley, bathroom, Figley.
Stanley
Okay.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Took him 12 minutes. Took Brough 12 minutes to do this whole section. That's insane. Wow, how can we find them?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs. to
Okay,
the
let's see if I do this.
boss's
I can do this skip.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figleys. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Not bad. Good movement.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number
Okay,
will
here we
equal
go.
the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then.
That should be
Different
good.
in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Yep. Now, secret elevator. I never stops up by itself. I gotta stop manually. I guess I stop manually. Okay, whatever. Well, there you go. Secret elevator. Crazy. I'm an hour faster than Broughy now.
Stepping into the manager's
So dumb.
office,
I love
Stanley
it.
was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket
Hiding something.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Bucket Museum is that way. Okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket
They
would
both meet a violent death. Door behind them was not shut.
Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Nice. There you go. How far do we have to go on this? Quite far, actually. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more endings.
Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's
Interesting.
warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure,
This might be actually like almost a 2-hour run, I think. 140 probably.
A sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death. This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
A glorious bucket to behold.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is... No man can own a bucket.
I thought
and
slower.
certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold.
That voice
as
line
this
cut
one.
out too late.
It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Oh, that's much faster to do that strat. Oh my god.
But
I've just
there
found a
is
way to
something
speed up
we
that
can
level
do,
in other
something we
runs.
can
God
do
damn.
together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Let Stanley
Let
die.
Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take his place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Uh-oh. Nice.
All of his coat, Stanley picked up a bucket and smiled.
It gave me blue.
Stanley clutched
It
the
gave
bucket
me
tightly
blue.
to his
What a
chest. This was not the
game.
correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind.
The bucket was wrong.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yeah.
There you go.
Okay. This
It's
is
day number 295.
Take number. I don't even know. I've lost
I
track.
should swap to Rough's live. I just saw the ping on my phone.
The longer I
Let's
study
see what
this
he's up
bucket,
to.
the less sense.
Oh, he's actually driving. Is he qualifying?
makes.
Oh, practice. Okay.
The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up.
It's always so weird how this ending
I've done it. It's
struggles on
always the
OBS,
same
even though
feeling.
it's just a slow dramatic zoom. It's all it is.
And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
What do I do with this treasure?
I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amount
Man, I
of
miss
money people
when F1
pay
went to
for
Magello.
even just an hour
I actually do miss
with the
that.
bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be
That's
careful,
just
because
cruel.
as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back.
I'm driving in the iRacing Derogen. I'm racing, so like I'm doing it both at the same time. It's quite impressive. I don't think Phil knows either that I'm live. Or maybe he does know, I don't know. I don't think he's here. Like, trio stream watching. Myself, Hammer, and Brough. Okay, come on. Nope. Insane bucket. This is typically like a 3-minute, 4-minute ending. Another minute time save here. DiNmiTe is streaming tspud. I'm trying to see, man, just that good. So good. So talented.
All of his the good old bucket.
The good old
Stanley and
bucket.
the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door.
Yeah, Brough's leaving the stream right now, so I can slot in like remotely and then drive the car. That's how it works. It's like there's a system. Oh fuck! There's a system, and that's the system.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it.
I'll keep
He
walking
considered the
here.
possibility
I
of
might as well
facing
keep
his
walking.
boss, admitting he had left his post.
A bit more interesting than just standing around.
For that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then,
I wonder if because this game originally was made on Source. I wonder
he looked down at the
if
bucket and
someone's tried to
bucket.
basically stitch together the entire map into one
That's strange.
and make it like a Gmod map.
Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me.
I don't know if it's possible, because I know some bits overlap each other. Like this area is gonna be impossible without like teleports. So it, like you get to the endless loop. But
This isn't my bucket.
could be
It's just a
possible
normal,
to see
everyday
like
bucket. Someone else's bucket.
the whole map
How
just
did I end up
combined
with
into
someone
one
else's bucket?
explorable
This is
area.
all
That'd be really cool.
Surely no good would
The
come
bucket's
from this.
gone.
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. Indeed, now he noticed the rooms were
Is this qualifying now, or is it still practice? Still practice. Okay.
and now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Okay, I'll look at the random all car.
He exclaimed, "Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it."
The other-
Far off in the distance now, he heard it calling to him.
Oh, is it following?
Stanley,
Wait, what? Is it IMSA?
the bucket.
Yeah, IMSA,
Could it
okay.
truly be? He rushed
So what,
forward
that's-
from room to
that's-
room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his
Prototypes, then
special
LMP, and then
To me, Stanley.
LMP3?
Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return.
I don't even
his
know
old
the
friend.
three
It was the only
classes
way
of
to try to
Broughy's
restore
race.
his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
GTP, LP2, GT3. Oh yeah, GT3, yeah. Cause they got rid of LMP3, didn't they? Or they got rid of one of the LMPs, I remember now. Okay, that sounds like fun.
This is the story of a woman named
God,
Marielle.
hypercars around this track must be really fun to drive. The downforce.
Marielle woke up on
and
a
the
day like
speeds.
any other. She arose,
I miss F1 going here.
dressed,
F1 should go back here again.
comfort and security,
Replace,
and walked to her place.
like, do it.
But on this
Like, I wish that
her walk was interrupted by the body of a
F1
man who
normalizes
stumbled
like
through
having
time,
tracks in
talking and
rotation
screaming to himself,
instead of
and
having
dead on the street.
tracks appear every
Right
year.
away, she knew
Because
what the
then
problem was.
you can have like an Italian
This
Grand
man
Prix,
had no bucket.
but it's a rotation of like
He'd gone mad.
Monza, maybe not Monza, Monza should stay permanently, but like rotation of Imola and Mugello, stuff like that. And then same with the US, maybe have one fixed US race, but then rotate the other two. I think
Perhaps he
make it
didn't
more
realize
interesting.
He'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How could
Right, I
he
forgot the
have
crash happened, true.
And she hugged her own bucket.
That's, yeah. But didn't they do something to
There were
fix that,
very
like
adequate
stop people
possible
from like
buckets.
going too early?
That
Like
was
you must
The bucket would provide
not
absolute guidance and total clarity on everything.
like you can't speed up until a certain point, isn't it?
My life kicks ass.
Like once you speed up, you have to go. I don't remember. I remember they tried to fix it after what happened in Mugello. Rotate all the stupid Middle East parking lots to a single race, easy. Maybe they should. I mean, I'm still really annoyed that they tried to argue that the Jeddah circuit is a street circuit. It's not. It's not a street circuit because it's not using streets. It's all purpose built. It's still that still pisses me off that they defined it as a street circuit. It's not a street circuit. But yeah, aren't they meant to move like? Aren't they meant to move like next season or year after to a different Saudi Arabian circuit, like an actual purpose-built fancy one? It's a street circuit because it paid enough to make it one. It was just by definition. It's I hate how they just pay it off and say, oh, it is a street circuit. Here's the money to prove it's a street circuit. I hate it because it's not a street circuit. Objectively, not a street circuit. More likely they would have just 2 Saudi GPs. Yeah, maybe even closer to a war zone. Oh my god. I still cannot believe that race went through after what happened.
You see, your
I can't believe that. Okay, where's wife? Hi, wife. Hi, broom closet.
It's this bucket you're carrying around.
Hi, computer.
The bucket isn't even from the original
Sharpener.
Stanley parable. It's just
Baby.
sequel content.
Wait, that just clipped in.
We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic
no,
characters
okay.
from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet.
I won't be surprised if there'll be
That's what
2
fans want from a
Saudi
sequel.
Arabian
They want more of
GPs.
their favorite jokes.
I will
Not
not be
this
surprised.
bucket that they've never seen before.
Yeah,
Yes,
my
I
god.
know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere
Phil's
new.
favorite song.
Yes, that... Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Da da da.
Now this is what the
There you go,
Stanley
that's
Parable
Phil's
is
favorite
all
song.
about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley.
For the
Let's give them
fans,
more
Stanley.
content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character.
Brand new character.
This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the
Oh,
Stanley
fuck
Parable.
yeah.
No, it
I'm
also was
so...
not in the original game.
Oh
It's
my
such a well-fleshed
god.
out character with so much personality that to me it already
Jeez.
feels as though it's been part of the cast all along.
Uh-oh. Big uh-oh
Can you
that.
guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine.
Speaking of F1 tracks, I'm really curious whether
Now listen to me.
I'm really curious as to whether
I don't know what
I
the
can't
bucket
think of the
destroyer
sound
will
here.
do if it can't destroy your bucket.
'Cause isn't
Destroying
the
buckets is all it knows.
event organizer or
That
some
is
minister in
its singular
Singapore under
personality
investigation
trait.
for corruption? I really wonder if Singapore is gonna continue. Because something about like corruption and organizing the Singapore Grand Prix. It'd be a shame if Singapore gets dropped this season because of that, but corruption's corruption, I guess. No way, corruption in F1? I know, right?
Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the
Truly
Bucket Destroyer
surprising.
is getting
You
very
never see
upset
corruption in
now.
F1. It's
Hurry
a
and feed it. We
fully,
can't get back
you
to the
know,
classic Stanley Parable
wholesome,
characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush
series.
that damn
No
bucket.
problems, nothing
Quickly
at all.
now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oh, Stanley dead again. Oh, it's Brough. About to qualify. Oh, he's qualifying. Oh, okay. Interesting.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such
Yeah, I
marvelous things
severely
with
underestimated how long this might actually take. I thought it'd be like a 1 hour 15 run, but it's gonna be like a 1 hour 40 or 1 hour, almost 2 hour run. Interesting. Well, I'll do that. I'll do this, then I'll do the 2 newish endings. And then I'll just raid Brough, I think. I'll raid Brough if he's not starting the race, because I don't want to distract him. But then knowing Brough, he probably has alerts muted, right? I think he'll prepare that. I don't know. I'll think about it. I could raid Hammer, and then Hammer raids Brough after. I don't know. Museum is just normal museum. I love how Brough did this ending just to make sure it was the same ending. If he gets driver raid, it's a severe skill issue. Truly, I mean, I think he does mute alerts when he uses iRacing. I'm pretty sure he does, but knowing Brough, he might have forgotten, and that is very possible. Man, this is not good. So he's near the back end of LMP2. Oh my god, someone in LMP2 qualified faster than a prototype. That's crazy.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
He ended the door on his left.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Here's the door, just go.
Here's the door, just go.
This ending is normally like 5-6 minutes. It's another 2 minutes faster than Brough, probably. Cleveland series today where GTP with equal pace to the LMP2. Oh my god, no way. That's crazy.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
I hope his practices yesterday makes it to YouTube, because then I would watch that. I wasn't home the whole day, so I didn't see the stream. Sounds exciting that that's even happened. A lot of people not qualifying. Rip.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh, he actually is starting, holy shit. Oh. Don't nudge anyone in the formation lap.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley,
Farewell, Stanley,
cried the narrator.
as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Killing him instantly.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start? Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
You know what's...
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
What's the term splits they're in?
No, perhaps not.
Josh and Broughy?
Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
They're not top split, right?
Listen to me.
Probably
You can
second,
still
third
save
split,
each
I
other.
imagine.
You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape.
Did either of them mention it? Or did someone find out?
As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
Oh, it's a full formation lab. Oh my god.
Time choose for you. Don't let
Probably not top split. Yeah, I think it's safe to say not top split. It's okay. His 3 hours of practice yesterday, having not played the game for months or weeks at least, will be perfect for him. He is in prime racing conditions. Then press enter. Hey, game show.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out...
Oh wait, I don't think...
No.
I can't do the Zending skip that I'm thinking of. I think I need the jump to do that. Because you jump into the trigger where he screams no.
Said the bucket.
But if you pause buffer in that trigger, you can duplicate the progress, I guess. You can skip steps, but yeah. I'll still try. Maybe it is possible without jumping.
Why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't
There you go.
talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did what... No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says...
No buckets past this point.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket
And what isn't a bucket?
I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness. I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is
And isn't a bucket.
Please, step in here for a moment. Now then,
That's
I'm
all
going to
good.
run you
So
through
will
some
I.
test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm
He's
showing
on.
you
Okay, he's
is a
on that
bucket.
corner.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket.
Not an actual bucket.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Alright, go green flag, green flag.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket.
God, that pink car went so wide.
Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Man, the benefit of this ending is that I can just spam
Item
X
6. Is this a bucket?
and just watch Broughy stream because
Trick question.
auto scroller.
Both. Gotcha.
Oh, someone just fucking sent it in the Brough. Jesus.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true.
First place in prototypes, so far ahead.
Are you trying to
Oh my
tell me
god.
that you believe everything is a bucket?
Already 2 seconds ahead, that's crazy.
You know what?
What a fucking start from them.
To even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep
Now I just gotta wait around.
I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
If I'm not wrong, there's someone that can appear back here, but I don't remember how to trigger them.
Sorry, but I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my god, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
We're not
I
buckets.
actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Okay. Nope. We're so close to the end of this.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
This is almost like doing an all-ending speedrun, except only 2/3 of it. I'm in the halfway through tiredness phase.
Perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story is... What? Really?
Yes, after fact is.
In the middle of something, do you have
there we go.
Consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. And there it is, the last...
Stiggly Wiggly.
Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done.
We're all done here.
And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now.
I'm not running.
Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here.
Let me show you.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful. No, wait. Where are you going?
See if I can do this skip without jump. I don't think it's possible.
If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stan. Stanley.
Oh, okay, I got some of it. I got some of it.
Is this, you are literally
I got some of
going
it.
to kill
Okay,
yourself
it is
to
possible
stop
at
me
a jump.
from
This is more consistent with the
Am I
jump, I
reading the
guess.
situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a
No,
kick
so
out of
I
it.
should press enter,
I
not
don't know
E.
anymore.
Or you should press
I
enter.
just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to visit.
Got it.
It's going to restart, isn't it?
Oh, I got the skip.
I'm going back.
Oh, I got the skip. Oh my god, so good. I love that skip so much, it's so good. Okay, so it is possible without jumping.
Stanley, I'm sorry.
That's
but I
good
have
to know.
put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those Figleys. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one.
Oh,
Wasn't it just
prototypes
the
are
most
now
intrinsically
just about to lap
fulfilling moment of your
the
entire life?
GTs.
Didn't it fill you to the
GT3s.
brim with inner richness?
That's crazy.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines.
Just one more time. I skipped the cutscene at the end because I don't think I need to listen to all of it. Go faster.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley. And here was the second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own just by poking around behind the boss's office. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane,
Unremarkable ways.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember? Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the warehouse. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Hey, a pink room.
What came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened. This was a 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the boss's bathroom. I remember it so clearly.
It was in the boss's
In fact,
bathroom.
Because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Why are my hands cold all of a sudden? Oh my god.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
The last one was red and blue doors.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself,
Yes, that's all of them. They're all collected.
It was a moment unlike any other, except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like. And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future.
Goodbye, memory zone. Bruv race facing. Oh my god.
I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again.
It's crazy how spread out
See how that feels.
the prototypes and the GT3s are.
The
No,
room with the red and blue
prototypes are really
doors.
spread out.
I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines
And
we
yeah,
looked
the
at
other
in our
classes are
initial
pretty close
tour of
together.
the memory zone,
That's kinda
this
crazy.
one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video.
I love that video.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Next one. Bruff's been there already, hasn't he? Oh, fuck's sake, Bruff.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful
Did
thing.
Bruff bin it on his own? Was that just him on his own?
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figlery.
Do you just overcook in the last corner?
Oh, memories.
Bruff.
I want to keep going. What else is there?
Not last corner. It wasn't even last corner. It was in the chicane. He looked away for that.
That's the terrible new content that we were.
Yeah, I looked down and I saw him sideways, like, oh, what has he done now?
The time does. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
A classic memory, this one.
Else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each...
Yeah, it should be a normal ending now. I can just continue on. I've done enough to trigger the epilogue. Ooh, Shahoe. Bought MCF.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Reboot the game entirely.
Not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
Yeah, all in all, this is an interesting speedrun category, but it's basically like 2/3 of all endings. So I'm like, my energy's struggling to get through this. God damn. But yeah,
Stanley walks
a worthwhile joke, I think.
Mind control facility.
An easy joke. This. Oh shit. There you go.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome. You see, back when
Broughy looks
Stanley
really
Howard
white. Does he
first
ever
launched
go
in
outside? I love that.
2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever.
Oh, someone died in front of them.
When it came time to update
Oh,
the game,
bruv, don't
we knew
lap the
that we
G.
had to do something about
Dangerous
the
time to lap the
little
GT3s, bruv.
Here you go. new content.
That was a good find. That was
You
good.
could
That was
call
good.
it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track
Good job. You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Well done.
Good job. You did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job. You made it to the bottom of the mind control.
So how long is Broughy's stint for this? It's gonna be like what?
Jumped on the catwalk.
20 minutes, 25 minute stint?
Careful, you should have been careful.
Oh my god.
Bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending.
How many laps did he have on his fuel?
believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams.
I don't know. 40 minute stint, okay. He was shredding tires in 25 minutes. And he did spin earlier, so that's also gonna kill tires. Man. God damn. Press conference. I think it's 5 more after this, or 4 more after this. Press conference. Bottom B. Lonely, and then Birdwatching, I think.
Set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting.
I went the wrong way, didn't I? It's press conference. God damn it. I could have fixed that actually. I don't know why I didn't know why I reset. I could have fixed that. Oh well. Whatever. My brain just went autopilot to the wrong ending. The tiredness is coming out. Is that this blue flag UI? Oh shit, that's cool. Jesus Christ, the hypercars.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Press conference goes up and down, I think.
Here's the door, just go.
Here's the door, just go.
Whoops, nope, never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out. Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of
apologies for that.
narrative. Wow.
That was my WhatsApp. I should mute that on my browser. Ah, typical speedrun error.
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen,
How do I
does he
mute
keep
this?
coming up with all of this?
Mute. There you go. I forgot I had stuff off
Did
in
you
there.
think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor?
No.
It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me. Oh my god.
It's the
It's
boss's office.
This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this. Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
Da 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 da.
Oh, of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before.
I've got a
I had
snap
no
on that
frame of
corner.
reference
He needs to
even
calm down.
anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Oh. Bruv, calm down, bruv. Did he just force his way through a hypercar? Goddamn, bruv, calm down.
I just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize
That was so close to
it's the
a big
anticipation
death right
factor?
there.
You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you
It's
so
so
much,
slow, this whole
because you're
sequence.
not
Oh my
afraid to
god.
spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh good, we're here.
Oh good, we're here.
The room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere. Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door. All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Way! Go on, Stanley. Huge. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost done. This run definitely took longer than I anticipated. No big deal. We'll do the We'll do the 2 unique endings, and then that's all. Conclude the stream there. If only you can get a short hallway to start. There you go, thank you.
All of his coat. Ah, the embrace of an old friend.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any, but Stanley guessed the correct code by
sheer luck.
Was it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
Mind control facility. Whee!
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further
There we
into
go.
the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down
Nice.
here. A bit cold, perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket
kitchenette.
was cleaning paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him.
Ooh,
Soon he was
FIA
wearing the
F3
lips, and the state of their
pre-season
home
testing
decayed.
times are
Stanley
out.
became withdrawn and neglected.
Ooh, interesting.
It unsettled the bucket deeply.
Sophia's
Stanley
ninth.
wasn't used
Holy
to
shit.
lightness. The bucket
Huge.
tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all
Noel
he could
Leon,
talk about,
the
was
highest
going
placed
back,
rookie in first
doing it
place,
over again, staying on the
followed
path.
by Ollie
It
Goethe.
was a mistake.
Very
to leave
cool.
the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket. which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on.
What the bucket was counting
For
on.
a very long time.
Nice. Yeah, we're nearly done. Insane, we're nearly done.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man, and up Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
The most logical explanation.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Oh my god.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Man, I am getting sleepy now.
You
Not
can't
good.
go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
The bucket said nothing.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator. Stanley and the bucket were so close, they'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
There you go. Oh, I just had an idea for. Oh, waiting for this to play out. Let me look at F1 2023 pre-season testing results. Cause I'm curious.
I know how to
I'm curious what the lap times were and where teams end up being in terms of pace.
He would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number
Testing
3
report.
over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work. For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything. This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one. There's no one here.
No one here.
Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak.
No,
to
Stanley.
listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting. He was a failure. And in that moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Nice. Last one. We're almost done. We're almost done. Oh my god, look at the RG of Broughy stream right now. That's a lot of lapping and lappery. It's a bloodbath. Does seem like it. The chaos. But so far, he's holding his own. A few mistakes here and there, but he's hanging on. That's good. That's positive. What isn't positive is how I'm not getting short hallways. Get in. Oh my god, man. Jesus Christ, this is insane. Hey.
All of his, not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very... Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door.
Time for the last split of the beating Broughy's time moment.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
That's true, not as thorough as the essay, but it's still respectable. Their essay was spread across, how many streams did he do? Like almost 10 streams worth of essay. This was one stream. So still, I think, still pretty respectable, I would say.
That read, mind control facility.
You can see the consistent time improvement on the graph. It's so funny.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
There you go.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Holy moly, that was so
Anything
difficult
like
with that
this,
clip.
and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring
That's a
him
3-second
that
time loss. Unfortunate.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No!
No!
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except
For the bucket.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley did... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
What?
Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds.
Birds.
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video.
There you go. The best video. Oh, that's the run.
This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was happy. And there you go. That is the Broughy run. It takes 2 hours, 11 minutes, 30 seconds. I have beaten Broughy by... Oh, yeah, my math is hard. 1 hour, 33 minutes, I think.